A young woman vanishes from a Los Angeles hotel. Days later, her body is found in a rooftop water tank under circumstances that defy explanation. Security footage captures her behaving erratically before she disappears. Was it mental illness, foul play, or something even more sinister? This is the story of Elisa Lam. Elisa Lam was a 21-year-old student from Vancouver, Canada. She was the daughter of immigrants from Hong Kong and a dedicated student at the University of British Columbia. Despite struggling with mental health issues, including bipolar disorder and depression, she was an adventurous young woman who loved to travel and share her experiences online. In January 2013, she embarked on a solo trip through California, visiting San Diego before arriving in Los Angeles. She documented her journey on Tumblr, posting photos, thoughts, and observations. On January 26th, Elisa checked into the infamous Cecil Hotel in downtown Los Angeles, a place with a long and dark history of crime, suicides, and paranormal legends. Initially, she stayed in a shared hostel-style room with other travelers, but her roommates reported strange behavior. Some claimed she left notes for them that made little sense and acted paranoid. As a result, the hotel moved her to a private room. During her stay, she maintained contact with her parents, calling them daily to check in. However, on January 31st, she failed to do so. Her parents, alarmed by her sudden silence, quickly reported her missing to the Los Angeles Police Department. The search for Elisa began, but at first there were no leads, until the release of a disturbing surveillance video that would spark worldwide speculation. This is the last known footage of Elisa Lam. Captured by the hotel's surveillance camera, it shows her inside the elevator, behaving erratically. She presses multiple buttons, hides in a corner, and gestures as if speaking to someone unseen. At times, she steps in and out of the elevator, seemingly frightened or confused. Then she walks away, never to be seen alive again. Many have analyzed this footage frame by frame, trying to decipher her movements. Some claim she appears to be playing an odd game, while others believe she is hiding from someone just out of frame. The most unsettling aspect? The elevator doors remain open far longer than they should, as if malfunctioning or being controlled. Another strange detail: the timestamp in the footage appears to be altered. Portions of the video are missing or sped up, fueling speculation that the footage was tampered with before being released to the public. Was crucial evidence removed? If so, by whom and why? Further scrutiny of the video reveals even more oddities. Some viewers have pointed out that Elisa's movements seem unnatural at times, as if frames were removed to obscure certain details. Others argue that a second figure might be partially visible in the reflection of the door, leading to theories that someone else was present in the hallway. Even the way she moves, her frantic hand gestures, her seeming attempts to communicate with an unseen presence, has led some to wonder if she was under extreme psychological distress or even experiencing a supernatural encounter. Could she have been reacting to something only she could see? The footage went viral, sparking endless theories. Was she hallucinating? Was she being followed? Or was there something supernatural at play? 2 weeks after Elisa's disappearance, guests at the Cecil Hotel began complaining about low water pressure and an odd taste in the water. On February 19th, a maintenance worker was sent to check the rooftop water tanks. What he found was horrifying: Elisa's decomposing body floating inside. Her body was found naked, with her clothes and belongings floating beside her. The water tank itself was a difficult place to access. The rooftop was locked and required a staff key or access through a fire escape, which would have triggered alarms. The tanks themselves were large, with heavy lids that would be challenging to close from the inside. Yet, according to initial reports, the lid was closed when her body was found, deepening the mystery. Investigators were baffled. The only people with authorized access to the roof were hotel staff. If Elisa had climbed in herself, how did she bypass the security measures? If someone placed her there, why were there no signs of struggle or injury? Some theories suggest that she may have been carried up there by an individual with access to restricted areas, or that she somehow made it to the roof during an extreme state of disorientation. Further complicating matters, some reports claim the water tank lid was found open, contradicting earlier statements that it had been closed. If the lid was open, how did investigators miss seeing her body sooner? This discrepancy continues to fuel speculation that key details of the case were mishandled or misreported. As news of the discovery spread, the Cecil Hotel found itself at the center of public outrage. Guests were horrified to learn they had been drinking and bathing in water contaminated by a decomposing body for days. The hotel's reputation, already tainted by its violent history, became even darker. Lawsuits were filed against the hotel by disturbed guests, and public scrutiny intensified. To this day, the circumstances of how Elisa ended up in the water tank remain debated. Whether by accident, external involvement, or something unexplainable, her death continues to haunt those who follow the case. The official autopsy report concluded that Elisa Lam had accidentally drowned. Her toxicology report found no illegal drugs, but traces of her prescription medications for bipolar disorder. Some experts believe she was experiencing a severe manic episode, leading her to climb into the tank herself. However, questions remain. The autopsy report was initially marked as deferred, meaning the cause of death was unclear. It wasn't until months later that it was officially ruled an accident. Some speculate that external pressure may have influenced this decision. There was also no water found in Elisa's lungs, an unusual finding for a drowning case. Some argue this suggests she may have been unconscious or deceased before entering the water. Additionally, while no major injuries were found on her body, there were signs of bloating and decomposition, making it difficult to determine if foul play was involved. Some forensic experts questioned whether a thorough examination was conducted. Was there a complete toxicology screen to rule out any unknown substances? Were all possible injuries obscured by decomposition? The lack of definitive answers has only fueled more speculation. Critics also point to missing pieces of evidence. Elisa's phone was never recovered, and some reports suggest that portions of the hotel's security footage were never released to the public. Did someone tamper with the investigation? Was key evidence ignored? These questions continue to haunt those who believe there may be more to this case than meets the eye. Multiple theories attempt to explain Elisa Lam's fate. One possibility is that she suffered a psychotic episode and, in a state of confusion, climbed into the water tank. But some believe foul play was involved, noting that her phone was never recovered and her Tumblr blog kept updating even after her death. Others speculate something paranormal happened. The Cecil Hotel has a long history of suicides, murders, and even connections to serial killers like Richard Ramirez. Could Elisa have fallen victim to an unseen force? A less commonly discussed theory is that Elisa may have been the target of a larger conspiracy. Some believe she may have uncovered something she wasn't supposed to, or that her death was staged to hide something more sinister. The inconsistencies in evidence, the altered surveillance footage, and the delayed autopsy results only deepen the mystery. More than a decade later, Elisa Lam's case remains one of the most baffling and chilling mysteries of our time. Was it a tragic accident, a cover-up, or something beyond our understanding? This case continues to inspire speculation, investigation, and even pop culture adaptations, proving that it still lingers in the minds of many. As new discoveries are made, will we ever truly know what happened to Elisa Lam, or will her story remain an unsolved mystery? Let us know your thoughts in the comments. Do you believe in the official ruling, or do you think there's more to the story? If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell for more true crime mysteries. Until next time, stay curious and stay safe.